Okay, so we'll discuss the next part of chain serving, that is instruments, right? So as you look at there, I have already mentioned that today we'll discuss chain serving instrument used in chain surveying. Different kind of instruments is required to conduct any kind of survey. So, and since it is just a linear measurement, so instrument is also not so difficult to understand. It's a very common, simple instrument has to be used, right? So let's start the things. So these are the basic instruments that we required for conducting the chain surveying method, right? Chain or tape, then we need arrows, then we need pegs, offset rods, ranging rod, offset. Oh, I have two times written offset rod, and then the hammer we require that, right? So these are the basic instrument that is required for conducting this chain survey. We can use the tape, right? But since the process is called chain surveying, so generally we are using the chain. In spite of chain, we can somewhere we can use the tape also, but generally the chain has to be utilized here in the chain surveying. So I like to explain you all the instrument one by one. So first go for this chain or tape, right? So what is chain? So chain is basically a number of links. I'll show you one image and then I'll explain you everything there. It's just a simple definition. It's a number of links which is combined together. You people had seen several kind of chain, right? So either it can be made of you can say that iron or steel, but generally iron chain you are supposed to witness because steel chain is a bit expensive, right? And these are the different kind of chain that is already in use: metric chain, engineer chain, gunter's chain, band chain, and revenue chain, right? But generally nowadays metric chain has been very much in use, right? So let me explain you what is metric chain and everything. So if you metric chain is all, it is made up of iron or steel, and the general length is 20 to 30 meter, right? And as you have already studied in the previous slide, the chain is made up of links. So since the length is 20 meter or 30 meters, several links can be used. So link may be 100 or 150 links. Why it is so? Because each link, see, since it is a 20 meters, so each link has a length of 20 centimeter, right? That is fixed. So since the link has a 20 centimeter link, so basically you need 100 link to get 20 meter, 150 links you need to get a 30 meter, right? And in between the chain you are able to see certain kind of tags or tally where some numbers or some notation or some kind of indication has been made on this particular metric chain. So through image I like to explain you. Just look at this, right? This is basically a metric chain, right? If you look at that, we have the handle and then all these links. This is called link. Look at there, from this point to this point, right? This is link, right? And the length of link is 20 centimeters. So the 100 link will be there, and if 100 link is there, then you'll get 20 meter metric chain, right? And if you take this kind of circle, the diameter of circle is around 4 millimeter, right? And if you look at, and the measurement is started from the handle itself, right? So if you look here itself, the length of link is bit small, but here the length of link is 20 centimeter, as I told you, because the measurement is started from here to here. To from this point to again this point, the length will be 20 centimeter. Is it clear to all of you? Have you get this concept here about this? Fine. And now you just look about this tag or tally. Tag or it is also called tag or it is also called tally. So in books you may get this term as the tag or tally. So if you look at this, so generally every 5 meter, you will find one tally every 5 meter. So this you just certain kind of fingers you are able to see that this is representing the length of the chain at that particular tally. If you look at here, is 1, it means 5 meter is will be there. If it is 2, it will be 10 meter, and if it is 3, it will be 15 meter, right? So through this way the tally has to be attached with the chain itself. Is it clear? Have you get that? So these are some basic facts that one should understand about the chain. Let me again explain you. First, the length of the chain will be 20 to 30 meter, made up of steel or iron, and and made up of several links. So links, the number of links will be 100 or 150 links will be there, and the length of each link is 20 centimeter, and every 5 meter you will get one tag or tally. And there is one more information is there that every 1 meter, you'll get one small brass ring, one small brass ring that is attached to the link itself. Is it clear? Yeah. So these are the basic information about the metric chain. Have you get this? And all this information is written over here, right? Because it is fact. If the fact is there, that's why I have written all this information here properly. And when you are using this metric chain, despite to the thing you are supposed to get the measurement in meter, right? But when you're going to record it, it should be recorded in feet. Have you get that? You obviously get the length in 5 meter, 10 meter, 20 meter, but when you're going to record in the record book, that should be in feet. This thing you should keep in mind. And the same thing has been elaborated here properly. Just look at here. This is metric chain, and if this is a 20-meter chain, I hope people are able to see that. It is clear. The slide is clear to all of you. If this is 30-meter chain, so if 30-meter chain is there, so just the one brass ring after 1 meter, and then after 5 meter there is one tally, then there is 10 meter one tally, this is 15 meter, and from this side, and if you move from this side, again there is 1 meter one brass ring, then one 5 meter, one 10 meter, this is one 15 meter. So it is the mid point. So either you go move from this point or from this point, you are able to understand this tally, what this tally is going to represent, right? Similarly, if you look at here in the 20 meter, it is at a 5 meter, it is from this side, it is a 5 meter, and this is 10 meters. So in the 20 meter, 10 meter is a midpoint, so we can use this kind of notation also, or this kind of tally has to be used for 20-meter chain. So the things has been written over here. I hope the thing is clear.
Yes, sir.
Is there any question from anyone? If any question, if anyone has, he can or she can ask. Fine. Then after that we have this engineer's chain. Right, all this chain I like to discuss just for information purpose. Maybe in exams you'll get that. Right. So engineer's chain. So obviously it is made up of same, since it's a chain, so made of iron or steel, and the total length for this chain is 100 feet, and 100 link will be there. It means each link has a length of 1 feet, right? Each link has a length of 1 feet here, and obviously here when you are measuring the distance by using this chain, you have to record the every measurement in feet, right? And here also you will find this tag or tally mark. So every 10th link of this chain is marked with a tag, right? The tag at 10th link has only one tooth. If you go for the 20th link, it will be two teeth. 30th link have a three teeth, and 9th link have the 9 teeth in tag. So every 10th link you get one tag or tally marks in engineer's chain. Now the another chain we have, that is Gunter chain, or that is also known as surveyor chain. So what kind of chain it is? So basically this chain has been introduced in England by Mr. Gunter, so that's why the name is Gunter's chain. And the total length for this particular chain is 66 feet, and total link is 100. Right, since the link is 100 and length is 66 feet, so obviously the length of the link of this chain is 0.66 feet, right? And when you are using this FPS system measurement, FPS, foot, pound and second system, when you are using this kind of system, you can use this Gunter chain for measuring the distance, right? Then we have this band chain, another kind of chain you are able to see. Even the image you just look at it, this is band chain, right? So it is ribbon like a structure of steel. You look at there, it's a ribbon like a structure of steel. Their handle is made up of brass, right? And the length of this chain is either 20 or 30 feet in length, and the width of this particular chain is either 12 or 16 mm wide. 12 or, as you look at it, this is 16 mm wide, or the length of this will be 20 or 30 meter, but you also get one 12 meter, sorry, 12 millimeter wide, right? And the thickness of this uh, tape is around 0 to 3 to 0 to 6 millimeter thickness you are able to get there, right? So here also you'll get, just look at this tally is there. So you'll get one brass tally used at every 5 feet length. Every 5 feet length, one brass tally has to be used, as you able to see here itself. Every 5 meter you'll get one brass tally like that, right? So this is band chain, right? And then we have a last revenue chain. Again, revenue chain, as you understand easily, revenue chain is used by basically the uh, land measurement or any kind of cadastral survey. Cadastral study, when you are designing in a city or something, so this chain can be used there, right? When you are supposed to make a land boundaries, or when you are conducting the land survey, you can use this revenue chain, and the length of this chain is 66 feet long, and it is divided into 16 link, divided into 16, 1 6, right? The length is 66 feet, the length is 66 feet, and the total link is 16, right? So if you're going to divide it, you'll get each link has a length of 2.06 to 2.06 to 5 feet. This is the length of each link, and it is also made up of either the steel, and the handle is made up of brass, right? So these are the basic type of chain that we need to understand, right? So if anyone has any question of any of the chain, you can ask a question here. Is there any question from this chain? See, you have to basically understand the metric chain, and when we conduct the lab work, when you people come to this college lab, I'll show you all this metric chain, and then I can explain the things also there. But these information you should keep in mind. This some facts about the chain that has been that should be known by the student for their knowledge. Right. So this is all about the chain. Then we have a measuring tape. I think measuring tape has already explained in the first mensuration part also there. Fine. So is a measuring tape is some almost same kind of tape. You know that it is made up of some cloth or linen tape, or cloth has been totally intervened with this some steel wire. So you'll get this kind of tape there, and you also have seen the tape, different kind of tape, 5 meter length, 10 meter length, 15 meter. using 25, 50 meter, even the 100 meter, maximum 100 meter tape. Perhaps people already seen that. And these are the different kind of tape, right? Cloth tape, metallic tape, steel tape, and invert tape. So through the image, I like to make you understand easily. The cloth tape with leather case tape, you have seen that steel tape, metallic tape is there, and this is called invert tape. This is invert tape, and the use of tape is very easy. People already use the tape in your forest management exercises. The same kind of use is there. Only I like to explain you this invert tape, what this kind of tape is there, right? So in the last class I told you the baseline, isn't it? When you are making a survey, you have to draw a baseline. So this invert tape can be used there, because this invert tape is providing you the linear measurement of very high degree of precision, right? So that's why when you have to draw the baseline, you can use this invert tape. And there is one also physical property is that is very low coefficient of thermal expansion, right? Since very low coefficient of thermal expansion, then there is one advantage: during the summer it is not going to elongate. Generally the most of the metallic tape has this kind of property. When there is a summer, it is going to elongate, or when it is a winter, the reverse will be there. But invert tape, since very low coefficient, so chances of error is also very less, because it is made up of alloy of nickel and steel, alloy of nickel and steel, right? And this invert tape is the width of this tape is 6 mm, and you are and the length, generally you get the length of 20 meter, 30 meter, or 100 meter tape. Rest of the tape, if you will have seen that, you know how to use it, right? This is about the tape. So I if any question from anyone related to the tape, you people can ask. Related to the tape. Right. Now the next instrument that has been used is arrow, right? This arrow has to be used while we're conducting the chain survey, right? So this is the structure of arrow, you are able to get that, right? This is the structure, you can see clearly. And there is one sharp end we have, and the other is that this kind of loop has to be there, right? And the length of the arrow is either 30 centimeter to 40 centimeter. And sometimes you also get the length is more than 30 to 40 centimeter. It may be 45 to 60 centimeter too, right? And if you look at here, the diameter of this particular loop is either the 4 mm or the 5 mm. Even the thickness of this uh, arrow is 4 mm, and the length I told you 30 to 40 centimeter, or sometimes you also get 45 to 60 centimeter. And so it is as a sharp end, so that we can easily insert into the ground itself. Have you get that? So so why we are using that? The purpose is to just mark the point when you are doing chain survey. So you have to mark certain point, or you can say that it is used to mark the end of the chain during measurement process, right? Since and it is also called chaining pin. Either you can call it arrow, or sometimes also called chaining pin. Chaining pin, as people are using the paper pin, something like that, to mark certain points. Similarly, this chaining pin is there when you are using the chain or tape. So whether at what point the chain or tape has to end, you can fix one arrow there, right? So this is the use, and this is the basic features of arrow. I hope people are getting all these instruments properly. Now another important instrument is the ranging rod, right? Just look at the image there. Either you'll get the ranging rod in either the black and white color, or you'll get the things in a red or white, right? So it is also sometimes it is also called a flag, right? Because if because sometimes people are using one flag on the top of this ranging rod, right? So that's why sometimes it is also known as flag, right? So now we understand what is this and what the use of this ranging rod. So first the length is either 2 meter or 3 meter, right? And since it has also a sharp end, so we can easily insert into the ground, and it is made up of iron or steel point it has, right? And it is also divided into equal parts of 20 centimeter, right? As you look at this paint, the color, the black and white, black and white, black and white. So basically this is a division of whole ranging rod, and the and it is divided into 20 centimeter in equal parts. Each part has a length of 20 centimeter. From here to here 20 centimeter, here to here 20 centimeter will be there, right? And how we can use it? So basically it is using to mark the point, right? Just take an example here. If for example this is one point, this is another point, I have to measure it, right? So before measuring, at least we should make assure that this is the that there is a proper straight line will be there, isn't it? Otherwise the things will be difficult. So how the things are to be? So one ranging rod has to be placed there, and another person is holding the ranging rod, and then we are just marking the things whether both the ranging rod is in the same same direction or not. So that's why this ranging rod has to be used. And if it is in the same, it means if one person is looking from this particular one ranging rod from here, so obviously this ranging rod has to be covered from this first ranging rod. So we can understand that both the ranging rod is in a same straight line. Then you can measure using the tape or chain. You can take the linear measurement there, first thing. And if we have to measure the large distance or the more distance, right? So we can place more ranging rod in between, so that we can make it assure that we are this is complete a linear line. Is it clear? I hope you have understand the use of this. Now after this we have a offset rod. It is similar to this ranging rod, only there is one hook has been made, right? See, in ranging rod we are attaching flag on the top, right? Just to make a mark, we are attaching one flag, but here we are not doing any flag kind of activity because one hook is already there. So this is the only difference between offset rod and ranging rod, and usually the length is 3 meter. Together that is offset rod. And then you have a peg, another instrument, that is peg. You can easily look at here the instrument like that. This peg you can make through the any kind of timber, or sometimes if you are generally you are able to get this wooden peg, right? And if you don't have wooden peg, so since we have to work the forestry, so we try to get some broken branches here and there, and we can sharp the edge. One end we have to sharp, and then you can use at a peg there also, right? And the purpose of this peg is to mark the position of the station on the ground. Position of the station on the ground. So this is the difference that one need to understand from the peg and arrow. In arrow we are marking the end of the tape or end of the chain, right? But here in the peg we are marking the position of the station on the ground. And you look at this general feature, the length is and this is made up of, obviously I told you, wooden peg, and the length is this 15 centimeter, and there this width we can say that 2 to 3 centimeter or 2 to 5 centimeters. These are the basic dimension of the peg that has been used to conduct the chain survey, right? And apart from that, we are also have a one hammer. Hammer is required, and you all know that what is the basic use of hammer. Yeah, just to strike on the top of either the peg or those arrow to insert into the ground. If the ground is bit hard, right? If the soil is not soft, so we can use the hammer to fix either the peg or the um, arrow into the ground itself, right? Is it clear to all of you now? So these are the instrument that is very much used in chain surveying. So this is all about the